So I guess how do you compare Pulsechain to Pulsex? Do you have a favorite?
I have a favorite, of course, it's Pulsex because of the
Pulsex.
buy and burn function. It's really straightforward, right? And then obviously I know already the question will come up, what will outperform the other? We really do not know. The only thing that we know is cryptocurrency can go higher than we ever imagined. Bitcoin did
Or
6.5 million X. Why can Pulsechain or something even cooler like Pulsex do this same? And I think it can because it's better designed, because we have a different crypto environment right now, and we have the community already built. With Hex we had to build all of that, and now we have already 125 projects built on top of Pulsechain. I'm so excited, you cannot imagine.
Yeah, so that's interesting. So you say that you like Pulsex better, and we don't know which one's going to outperform. So this is actually what I say, and I wanted to see if I could maybe run it by you. So I said that with Pulsechain you had, I think it was like 26 or 30,000 wallets got in on the sacrifice. Pulsechain and Pulsex you had like 126,000. So I was thinking. So I was thinking, I know the buy and burn's great, and that may be advantageous over 5, 10, 15 years. But I think this bull market, being that all the people that sacrifice for Pulsex are going to want to buy Pulsechain, I think Pulsechain is going to be the best performer. I think Pulsechain in this coming bull market is going to be the best performing probably token on the market. But what do you think?
I think it's funny that I believe you are 100% right. And if I'm talking to all my buddies, they would say you are 100% right as well, because it just makes sense. Everybody sacrificed for Pulsex, but they missed out on Pulsechain. So that's probably where they want to allocate once it then comes out. So this would speak for a rising price of Pulsechain and it outperforming Pulsex. But then you said something that I do not agree with. You said the buy and burn of Pulsex gonna be amazing for the next 10 to 15 years, and I don't believe so. I believe on the very first day we have a lot of transactions going on, and a lot of those 1%, or actually I do not know exactly the percentage of how much it is that are gonna be sent to the buy and burn function. My point is, it will happen on the first day, it will happen on the second day, where money, financial energy is sent to an address where this address can be used then to buy the coins and sell them. And now in the Hex community, we make already those calculations of how much of a buy pressure that could be. And we calculated when we get the volume that Uniswap is doing on Pulsex, which is totally possible with $1 billion, this would mean Pulsex would buy 600,000 coins worth of the coin and then burn it. It's like having a billionaire who buys your favorite coin every single day. And this will start from the first day on and will just accelerate more and more and more during the bull market once we have more volume coming up.
Okay. So I guess no, that is a great point. That's what K4K calls it, a big buyer Barry or something. You just have this constant buy pressure. Constant buy pressure is good. But the volume's not going to be there. That much volume on the first year. Do you think Pulsex will have the volume of Uniswap within the first year? How about that? That's the question.
Well, I obviously think that because Pulsechain gonna be the biggest airdrop in crypto history. Everybody gonna go over there to see, hey, the coins that I own, the ERC20 shitcoins that I have, are they gonna have any value on Pulsechain? They at least gonna look. And once they look, they probably do some transaction, maybe sell, maybe buy, who knows what they do. Everything they do, it doesn't matter, is pumping my bags, because it will conclude into more volume on Pulsex, and Pulsex the most liquid exchange on Uniswap. So on Pulsechain, so there's a lot of things that grab into each other, why I think it will be really successful.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be really successful. And I don't have Pulsechain yet, but I do go for the a third. But what 1/3 Hex, 1/3 Pulsechain, 1/3 Pulsex. But I guess over the next over the long haul, which coin do you think is going to do the best?
Over the long, well, that's a really hard question, and this always changes as well, because when we started the 5555 tour, when we heard about the sacrifice of Pulsechain, when we heard about the new innovation of Pulsex, then I was talking to all my hexagons, and everybody was saying, yeah, sure, I sacrificed for all of that, but at the end, the main goal is to bring all those gains back to hex. Now, 1 year later, I do not know if this is still the narrative, but imagine it would be. So I can I have the feeling I'm the average hexagon. Like I'm like not super up there, I'm not super down there, I'm like really in the average. So I really have the feeling I represent a lot of hexagons. So right now, this is my hex portfolio. It represents everything. Anything else that I own is basically nothing compared to my hex portfolio. And I sacrificed probably the same amount of what I have in hex in Pulsechain as well. So this is crazy. And where does that gonna lead when Pulsechain does 10,000x? It will lead in my hex portfolio being from that big to that small, and Pulsechain like just overperforming everything. And then once you're in this situation, I think it's just smart to bring it back to your favorite coin, to the coin that has carried you all the way, and that you can compound for 15 years. And this is why I still believe the end game is to lock up your wealth for a 15-year stake.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And I was thinking like it's very easy to fall for that thing where like people say it's deflationary, so it's better, which hex is inflationary, but that's not really how economics works. It's not just, inflation is just one side of the equation. There has to be velocity. The money has to be spent. It has to hit the market. And obviously hex incentivizes not hitting the market. And Richard Hart could have when he invented hex, he's like, I'm going to invent the token with the best game theory, that's really meant to pump over time. He chose inflation. He didn't choose deflation. So while I really like Pulsechain and Pulsex, and I do think they are going to do extremely, extremely well, I think hex, especially when you factor in the copy and the high yield you're going to be earning over this over the time that you're staked, I think that's really the place to be.
Oh yeah, just yesterday I heard the argument, and I think you were just saying something like this as well, that the dollar, for example, it was meant to be inflationary, right? To have the economy working, because if it's not inflationary, people would hold on to their dollars, and if you hold on to their dollars, you don't spend it, so the companies don't get it, they cannot pay their employees and so on. So it's actually smart to have the dollar being inflating, right? And now it's awesome that Hex has the same philosophy, but with this little gimmick where the inflation is only given to the people who believe in the coin the most. And this is what I like